The second P of planning is preparation. Write that down. Preparation. Where we ask the question, what will be needed to carry out the program? What are we going to need? And notice in verses 13 to 15 what Nehemiah does. On this night he goes out. By night I went out through the valley gate, toward the jackal gate, and the dung gate. I wonder what they took through there. Examining the walls of Jerusalem, which was broken down, and its gates, which had been destroyed by fire. Then I moved on toward the fountain gate and the king's pool, and there was not enough room for my mount to get through, so I went up the valley by night, examining the wall. Finally, I turned back and re-entered through the valley gate. What's Nehemiah doing? He's a very careful man of thought. Twice he says here, I'm examining the walls. He's seeing with his own eyes the extent of the damage, seeing with his own eyes what work is going to be required here. He's making preparations. I saw an article a couple years ago. It was after an earthquake or something, I think the one in Tibet, but it was called Disaster Do-Gooders. It was about these people who, whenever there's a calamity or a disaster of some kind, because they have good hearts and they want to help, immediately they jump on a plane and boom, off they're running. Off they go. When they had the earthquake in Haiti 10 years ago, just people got on planes right away. But the problem with disaster do-gooders is they're filled with compassion. They want to love their neighbor, but they get off the plane and they have arranged no transportation. They brought no water, no change of clothes, have nowhere to stay. They have no place to sleep. They can't speak the language, and guess what happens? They end up being just as bad off as the refugees that they came to help. Only now there's just one more person to take care of. They're not prepared. Planning requires preparation. Jesus told us before we seek to follow him, you better count the cost. And I think that's why Nehemiah didn't just come riding into Jerusalem on his white horse with trumpets blaring like Underdog. How many of you remember Underdog? Here I am to save the day. That wasn't Nehemiah at all. And it's why before he says one word of what he wants to do, he took 3 days to check things out. He had to make sure that the vision he had crafted in his mind 1,000 miles away in Susa meshed with the situation on the ground. And I think God would say to us here at Bridgeway, we have great plans and dreams of what God can do here. But before we go charging out into our community like Underdog, here we are, we need to prayerfully prepare and look around at our community, maybe with new eyes. Nehemiah's example here should be insightful for us. Do you think you know our area? Southern Maryland, these communities around here. In fact, I want to issue you a challenge, Bridgeway, and you at home, that as you drive around over the next couple weeks, look through prayerful eyes. Just look a little closer. Don't just notice the idiot jogging in his shorts on a 20-degree day. Don't notice that. But look. See the homeless man walking down the street. See the derelict buildings. See the businesses that have closed. Say, Lord Jesus, would you open my eyes to what's happening here? You understand that the well-being of your life, your private personal life, is connected to the well-being of our community. Yes? Jeremiah says that. Jeremiah 29:7. Seek the welfare of the city in which God takes you, because if it prospers, you prosper. If the price of gas goes up $1, guess who all pays it? Every one of us.